All right, we turn our attention back to the White House now, where President Trump is set to host the first ever visit by a Syrian president later today. President Ahmed al-Shara took power last year after his forces toppled the country's longtime dictator, Bashar al-Assad, in what was a lightning offensive. Since then, he sought to establish new diplomatic ties and end decades of sweeping sanctions imposed on Syria. CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio joins us from London with more on this. Ramy, good morning. With so much happening, we don't want viewers to miss this. What can we expect from today's historic meeting at the White House?
Yeah, Errol, good morning. And historic absolutely is the word for this. And al-Shara won't just be the first Syrian head of state to visit the White House. Actually, he's already become the first to shoot hoops, basketball, with the U.S. military. There you see it. He's playing with an admiral and a brigadier general. This video from Saturday from an undisclosed location in the U.S., and he did make one of those shots. But for today, on a serious note, right, what we may witness is Syria coming in even further from the geopolitical cold after the fall of the Assad regime. The White House today is hoping that Syria will formally join that fight, the U.S.-led fight against ISIS, the Islamic State, with al-Shara signing an agreement with President Trump. And really, this would be momentous because it would symbolize a major reversal of how Syria, under Bashar al-Assad, fueled the growth of ISIS about a dozen years ago that let it basically metastasize into one of the most powerful terror groups in the world. We might also expect discussion about the official removal of U.S. sanctions on Syria. This is known as the Caesar Act, and it would help with reconstruction of the country after the past something like 14 years of civil war. President Trump wants it gone. The full Congress, though, still needs to act.
And Ramy, what do we know about al-Shara other than him being pretty good at basketball?
Yeah. Well, last Friday morning, this is interesting. Syria's president was still actually branded a terrorist by the U.S. government. But by the end of Friday, that designation was lifted. But he had had that label on him for the past dozen years or so, since 2013. His terror-linked activities stretch back even further, something like 20 years. Al-Qaeda, several years in American and Iraqi prisons, moved to Syria there, led an affiliate of Al-Qaeda, but now he is going to be at the White House, and we are looking ahead to that, again, historic time between President Trump and the interim president of Syria to see what happens.
All right, and we'll watch that closely. Ramy, always good to see you. Thank you very much.